Hey, welcome back to Blade and Brush. I'm Mike, your wet shaver, back with another shave video. It's been a while since I actually shaved, so I'm going to go ahead and use my Parker 65R, which is another rather aggressive razor from everyone's favorite Indian safety razor company. And as you can see, it's got a nice little Art Deco style going here. The grip on this one, I don't know what exactly the finish is made of here, but it is quite grippy, and then it's got some nice gold accents here. And of course, you can see the nice styled angular lines. Very classy style razor. I just felt like it. But the star of the show today really is Black Cavendish from Van Yulay. I do love pipe tobacco scent. I don't like the cancer that comes from smoking tobacco, but I like the scent of pipe tobacco. So we're going to go ahead and use this today. Pardon my voice, it's been quite the weekend with the weather. Still ridiculously hot for this time of year. Although my tomatoes are growing now. I spotted a couple fruits on both plants. There's also the cucumber vine. It's flowering now. So we're going to do the Van Yulay pre-shave oil. Now this is emu oil based products, so you got to shake it up really good. Or really well, actually. Sorry, a bit of a grammar stickler there. Now, Van Yulay is a crope, meaning it's somewhere between a cream and a soap. As you can see, it's well used, but it is a very soft soap. So you want to use a brush that will be able to whip a good lather and use the right amount so that it doesn't come off all weekend dissipating and drippy. Which I've had some problems with this soap. It's nothing on the soap maker. It's just I've not figured out the correct soap to water ratio on this yet. So we'll see if we can make it happen. I'm using my Omega boar brush. All right, so I'll see what happens with this. Yep, very drippy. I'm getting it all over myself here. Oh my God. All right, so as you know, Parkers have a well-earned reputation for being aggressive razors, nice wide blade gap. So if anything's going to take off the whiskers with this first pass, it'll be this one. Now, like I said, Yulay uses emu oil as its a soap base. It's one of the gimmicks that a lot of soap makers like to use. Like some will find most tallow based will use beef tallow, sometimes sheep tallow. And I'm just dripping lather all over the place. And some of the more exotic ones use either duck tallow or, in this case, emu oil. And then, of course, Declaration Grooming uses bison tallow, but, you know, it's kind of like a variant on beef tallow if you think about it. Yeah, one of the things I like about this scent profile is the lack of vanilla. Which, don't get me wrong, I do like vanilla in my Cavendish, but you know, the thing about that is that it's a bit on the sweet side, whereas this one is more, you get more of the tobacco scent. It reminds me of this place I used to go to as a kid when I went to Great Northern Mall in the 1980s and later as a young adult in the 1990s. It's called the Tinder Box. It is this tobacco shop that sold pipe tobacco and cigars. And of course pipes, I think. But it also had all these resin statues and cassettes and all sorts of other paraphernalia. And my grandpa used to smoke a pipe. But of course he smoked it too much because he ended up getting lung cancer. And ended up having to get a lung removed. And of course a month after, he keels over on the toilet and dies on my 14th birthday. So the tinderbox with all those aromas kind of reminded me of the scent of his pipe tobacco. So it's basically a way for me to try and keep his memory alive. Now I did get a couple of marble chess sets. From that place back in the day. And one was marble and onyx, the other was marble and quartz. And they were made in Mexico. But they also had a lot of these resin statues from a company called Living Stone. So I had like a wolf statue. I think it was called the Lookout 2. And that unfortunately ended up getting trashed by my last roommate. I won't go into the boring details of what happened there. Fortunately, I was able to find a replacement that didn't have any blemishes on it, or any chips or cracking. And then in the late 90s, early 2000s, my dad had gotten me a bear statue from that same company. It was on sale at another place. Of course, by that time, the tinderbox was either moved out or closed down. I think they still maintain an online presence. I don't think they have any physical stores, not here in Northeast Ohio anyway. So today is the last day of June. Year is already half over. Yet it feels like it's been 6 years. The thing about this razor is that because it is so aggressive, you want a nice forgiving blade in there. But it will go to town on a week's worth of growth. All right. I expect I'm going to get some feedback when I apply the alum and witch hazel. But we'll see. No, not really. I mean, I felt it go on, but it's not really, it's not even a zing, let alone a sting. Usually with post-shave treatment, putting on anything like witch hazel or alum or alcohol-based aftershaves, there are levels of irritation. Lowest level, obviously, is just feeling it go on. Then you get your zing, which is somewhere below a sting. Then, of course, you get the sting, and then you get the burn. And then there are, like, variations in between those levels. So It's not so much a difference in type, but in gradation. At least in my experience. Keep in mind, I also may not be explaining it very well because, you know, how do you compare? Alright, so now we're going to use the Cavendish scented post shave. This is non-flammable. It's a mentholated aftershave. It's made with aloe vera, witch hazel, abyssinian seed, emu, red castor, evening primrose, rosehip oils, menthol, comfrey, calendula, topaz cohuet, I have no idea what the hell that is, oat marshmallow, green tea extracts, liquid silk, and fragrance. So, yeah, it says shake well before using, because, yeah, anything that's going to have a lot of oil in it, it's going to separate. So you want to make sure to give it a good shake before you apply it. And of course I've got the matching deodorant, because why not? Alright, so that's pretty much it for today. Once again, the razor today was the Parker 65R, a very nice looking razor, 3-piece, nice and aggressive if you're into aggressive razors, excellent for removing a week or more worth of growth. Just use a nice forgiving blade if you've got sensitive skin. And then the star of the show, again, was Yulay Black Cavendish. So this is Mike for Blade and Brush, saying take care and signing off.